been a while. It's been a long while. It almost felt like an eternity, but here we are back to the solo competition of the World Championships. PCM World Cup 2023 continues, and we will have a night of classics as we move into round three, four groups. Uh, Quite a few less riders or players left. But we move on into the round three, and we're going to go straight into business to the slides of the parcours and see what we have in store for our players tonight, in which I will be one of them. So tonight, calling the action will be Hillings in my place, which will be a very good replacement. Hello, Hillings.
Hello, Big Dog, and good luck for you playing tonight.
Thank you. Are you hyped for this night of classics?
It's going to be an interesting night. We start off with the E3, the Cobble Classic. I think many will try to maybe save their 78 sprinter here and see if they can get some results with him, but it depends on the tactics of more teams, I would say. If teams decides to base, it might be the Punisher or even the Cobbler who takes the win in this one.
Quick interruption just to tell everyone that we will be doing center court of Group A, which will be Swagston, Zeros, Hulicles, Il Grandissimo Fravo, Basso, Orca, and Leo Falandrias. For me, I'll be in Group C, B, and Hillings will be with Emea, who is here as always. So I'll go back to Hillings because now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the PCM World Cup 2023 presented by Cyanide and Nako. Take it, Hillings.
Yeah, we've covered the E3 and we'll look into Strada. Strada is always a chaotic race, lots of narrow roads. So it's when it comes down to the end, it's all about being in front of the last climb. I doubt we'll see so many cobblers there, even though it's a lot of cobble sections, but they're quite easy. All the hills make it really hard for them to be there at the end, and the puncher has the better sprint, so we will see who claims the top. And finally, we finish off with the monument of Liège-Bastogne-Liège. There's a bit uncertainty between some players if they're going for the sprint or the puncher or the climber. So I think we'll see a few different winners here because it's a lot of hills to be countered and it's a long race of 252 kilometers. And we have some interesting groups here. We talked about Group A, so we will have a quick look at the other groups. Group B, you will find Pixar, who dominated his group in the last round. Janu did a great job. Goga going strong during all World Cup. Stein, strong performance. Groot did exactly what he had to do. Hush, maybe a bit surprising that he performed not as well as expected, and Big Dog made it just through after being reserved in round two. In Group C, we will find ever chasing Daniel Miku, the ever so entertaining Outlaws, a surprise in George, Fefe, Louis Genius, Francesco Grassi, and former IMA President Aquarius. And in Group D, I think we all look at the favorites in Miru and Joe. And the other ones are Tutur, Knias, Pierre, Tim, and Ibra. Looks like Group B are about to start. I'll try to have every window open here so I can help Emea. Joe hasn't started his stream yet. Group C are about to start soon. Group B are in the race, and we can see it looks like Big Dog and Groot are moving into the breakaway. They now have a 30-second gap, but it's early in the race, so we'll see if they can form a breakaway. Dutch looks like he doesn't want any part of it, or is he just waiting? Now Hush is trying to make his way up to the breakaway, starting a bit late. Might cost him a bit more energy. I see Group C has moved into the race. They just started. And Group D is still in the lobby alongside Group A. Like the Big Dog is trying to sneak his bubble guy up to the breakaway. There's a pause. Looks like Pixar has connection trouble. And in Group C, there's still developing the start of the race. They're trying to get the breakaway. Nothing interesting has happened there yet, with 188 Ks to go. Group D is still in the lobby. So is Group A. And Group C is all together again. So right now, no, all lobbies are equally dead. And we can see Group B moving again. In Group C, there's absolutely nothing happening. Now Group A is starting. Group B, we can see a breakaway with 18 riders having a 2-minute gap. See, they're still trying to get that breakaway.
Hills to climb, some with cobblestones, so it won't be a piece of cake. The biggest challenges come just before the 200-kilometer mark with a Paterberg and its maximum is 28 kilometers.
And Group A has already started. This is a really stacked group, and there's a lot of players who have the capacity to win it. Someone earlier today felt sorry for Orca for facing these giants. So, as the commentator, I'm gonna root for the underdog and support that Orca wins. Now it looks like all groups are playing. Group D just started.
He's trying to break away.
And Frabo is the first one to attack in Group A, followed closely by Styros. Looks like no one is really eager to follow Bravo in the breakaway. And Group A is at a stop at the moment. Seems like also needed a break. Now we can see Group A moving again, and it looks like Group B and Group C are heading over the second cobble section already. In Group C, I can see that there's a small breakaway, only 20 seconds, so it's still a close race. While in Group B, the breakaway is quite interesting right now because it looks like the big dog has his entire team almost in the breakaway. So maybe we should take a look at Group B while we wait for Group A to reach the cobbles. From what I can see from the big dog's perspective, he's trying a full team attack, and he's got with him a few riders from Hush and Groot. The entire team is here. Big dog making Goga work. Goga doesn't seem to have anyone in the breakaway. Group C, everyone is still together, and in Group D, there's a breakaway trying to form, but it hasn't gone more than 5Ks already, so we'll continue looking at Group B. Look like Big Dog is actually getting help in the breakaway from Stein. Stein has 5 riders up front, so he will be looking to pace. Group A is now making their way into the first hills and the first cobble section, but this is an easy part of the race, so no one should have any trouble here, really. It seems like Big Dog and Stein has a minute advantage on the rest of the peloton. Goga is the one who has to put in all the work because the other teams has solid riders at front. They're now at 100k to go. Group C has now had its first break in 50k. 3 riders got away and now have a minute. It looks just as dangerous as in Group A. And in Group D, we can see a breakaway has got 1 minute. What I can see in Group A now, we can see there's one break that's trying to make their way up to Frabo. Looks like Evert has put his he's trying to put his entire team in the breakaway here. A bold move from the button. So we will take a look and see who will do the work to bring Evert back. Seems like Basso and Hooli at least are not interested in letting Evert go. They ride over Padestrate, which is a 4-star cobble section. Should not let be any problem because they have not ridden very far yet. We have a puncture. It's Demar, the Styros team. Demar is just a sprinter here, so I doubt Styros will drop anyone back to get him back. And it looks like Evert has been overtaken again. Bravo still has a solid lead of 2.5 minutes. It looks like Bravo has his 78 sprinter up front, so it's important for the other teams to try and catch them before the really hilly parts. Seems that Fossil had a bit of a problem in his group, but he's making his way back without any problems. And hopefully we switch over to Group B soon, as they are entering the hard section of the race. Well, Big Dog is still in the lead with a minute, and he has his entire team here. Stein is still working. Rush has gotten 2 more riders up, so he's in a good position. We are now entering the hilly part where the roads are more narrow and we have more cobble sections. Group T is still a very small breakaway. It's only got 30 seconds, so there's not much really to comment on in Group T so far. So we'll keep our looks off in Group B. And Group C is also entering the hard section of the race with a small breakaway with 5 riders, which got 1 minute. But for some of the players, it's really important to not let Big Dog and Hush now get away. Stein is really pushing here. Stein, Hush, and Big Dog creates us another gap here. Looks like Groot has his full team now, and probably will chase quite hard behind. Or, oh, he's letting them go. He wants someone else to do the work. In Group B, we can see a chaos of the groups being split up. I'm just checking in Group C. there seems to be a mutual agreement that they're all going for the sprint. The pace is quite low and there's 2 guys up front. That has no chance going in with 60 Ks to go and only a minute lead. In Group A, we can still see Fravo 2.5 minutes in front of the person. No rush to get him yet.
This climb is feared by many
Bravo
riders.
is
The
even
percentages
chasing
are
himself
very
at
high.
the front of the peloton for a while. Seems to be trouble of cooperation in the peloton. Someone doesn't want to work, or maybe doesn't want to work as hard as others. And it looks like the big dog now is really pacing with Evert in Group B. They have a 9-man break up front. 30 seconds back is Hush. Group A has now 94K to go. You can see that Hush is making his way back to Big Dog and Stein. While Pixar and Groot, it seems, are the one chasing, and Goga is in known mode going in maintain position. Hush able to bridge this small gap would make his race a lot easier. Group A now with 40K to go. Yeah, Group A now seems to be working slightly together. They have the breakdown to 2 minutes 20 seconds. And Fravo is trying to go up front and disturb the work. This is a nice position for Fravo to have his sprinter up front, as they are now entering the hilly section, so he can maybe go up, save a bit of energy going over the first few hills. Now Group B is from all together in peloton up front with 18 riders and 34 Ks to go. Group C is just behind, but in a big group. Group C is really just going for the sprint. Group A is really now entering the hard section of the race, but I think we should take a look at Group B because the pace is high there. Big Dog again attacking. Seems to have Groot with him. Looks like now in Group A that they don't want Fravo to have the gap anymore. They're really pacing up front, and it's down to 40 seconds. Now we're back at B. Group B has now 26 Ks to go. Hush is really trying to get back. He's been struggling behind for a little while. You can notify that in Group A, everyone is now back together. Seems like Gogo now is pushing. They don't want Hush to come back into the peloton. So we're going to follow B close to the finish, switch fast to C, and go back to the central court of A.
Radio Tour has announced a flat tire for a rider.
Trying to keep my eyes on both Group A and B here. Rush has made it back just in time for the sprint. Now it seems to be a small gap. Three groups. That is, Group A is divided in. Bravo had some trouble on the last cobble selection, and now the French teams are really pushing here. And Swags, Basso is
There's
using
another
the
rider with a
opportunity
puncture.
to
The
attack.
sides of the road are not a tire's best friend.
Also have made some good moves on the cobbles so far this World Cup, so all credits for trying at least. See if it pays off in the end. Now he's back together with the peloton. And the pace seems to have slowed down a bit. And we'll go to Group B. There's only 10 Ks to go there. It seems to be a mass sprint here. Janu is leading the peloton into the finish. Big Dog and Stein has used a lot of energy so far this race. See, they only back with 1 or 2 riders. Picture trying a Hail Mary attack going 6 Ks before the finish. Can they create a gap good enough to get away with the top position? Janu comes back. Bog on his wheel. Now with 4 Ks to go. It's all about getting the right wheel. Groot and Stein, who is alone, are looking for the correct wheel. Now 2K to go. Janu starts the sprint alongside Goga. Goga is up front. May he have gone too early. And it looks like Pixar or Groot. Groot is the winner of the race. Groot wins in front of Pixar and Goga. And we will change now to Group C. Group C is a 30-man peloton chasing a small breakaway with 1 kilometer to go. And the breakaway ends up winning it. Amazing. France won. Group C. France won. Well, I'm just guessing here, but I would say Kocho would be the man to attack. And now we will pay attention to Central Court in Group A. And I will
The
just
riders are going through a very tough portion.
have Group D open as well, even though it looks like a sprint stage. You can see here Swagsson trying to attack with 35 Ks to go.
pace seems much too high for many riders.
It's created a small gap and now Battle is going. Basso is now really pushing hard up front, created a gap of 24 seconds. But it seems to be that Soyson has 2 men up front, and Basso does not be a part of it. Rather letting Styros chase after. Group A now has 28 Ks to go, while it seems like in Group D they are down to 35k to go, while Miro and Joe are attacking. We will stay in center court, of course, as they have a shorter way to the finish line. Eleven is all together now. 22 riders strong.
It's in such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
Swagston really pushing up front. Seems that he wants to get rid of the sprinters, maybe. From personal experience, we know that. I know that Swagston is an excellent sprinter, so I don't think it really matters who he has. He has a good chance of winning. With 20 kilometers to go, it seems that it's going to be a mass sprint at the finish. Heroes is just going slow and steady up front, while Frabo is lurking at the back. And we can see a long-range attack from Leo Falandri. Will anyone follow him? Heroes seems to be interested in following. Also goes after with 2 men. This is a dangerous move. And Swagston is quick to draw after.
We've got 15 kilometers to the finish line.
But Basso doesn't stop.
Watch out, a team leader is falling behind.
Now down to 13 Ks to go. In Group D they have 20 kilometers to go. And it looks like it's going to be a mass sprint there as well. Styros is just controlling Leo Flanders' attempt. But with only 9 Ks to go, we will see who ends up winning this stage and securing himself a good start of the Classics round. Frabo with a long range attack. An interesting move with 9k to go.
5 kilometers to the finish line.
Going into the final 5k. And Frabo still has 20 seconds. 2.5k to go. And now we can see Swagston coming hard on the left side. Swagston with 3 men, but Leo Flandre and Basso seems to be the strongest one on this stage. Followed by Swagston and I think Leo Flandre. Group D now has 9.5k to go. in commercial. Getting close to the finishing group D as well now. Joe leading peloton into the sprint. UK to go. Who will run away with it? Tutu and Joe up front. We can see Ibra with his Slovenian jersey. Joe has his 78 sprinter, and it's going to be Pierre who wins the race in front of Miru and Ibra. Wasn't the best of sprints for Joe, might have started just a little too early. But it seems like it was a 78 sprinter who won the race. That's a wrap for the first stage. Now we're back again, and we will take a quick look at the standings for after stage 1 of the classics. In Group C, which is now on screen, Gacho ended up winning after a masterclass breakaway, which lasted just enough to reach the finish line first. Kurasi finished second, and George, Fefe, Miku, Fus, Daniel Miku, Fossil, and Aquarius ended last. In Group B, we saw that Groot took the win in front of Pixar and Goga, and Yanu came fourth, Big Dog fifth, Stein, and Hush at seventh. In Group D, Pierre takes the lead from the start, strongly followed by Miro, Ibra, Tutu, and Joe ended fifth, Tim sixth, and Knia seventh. And on our center court, we saw that Basso ended up winning in front of Swagson, Leo, Hooley, Styros, Fravo, and Evert ended up with 0 points on the stage. We follow Group C here. We can see Fossil chasing hard the breakaway. Let's take a quick look in the other groups. Group D is yet to start on the start line. Seems like someone has connection issues. Group B are well on their way with 153 Ks to go, and Group C are 133 Ks to go to the finish line. So Group C will be the first one we will look at crossing the finish line. Now we're taking a look at Group B here, where there seems to be a break trying to get away. Oh, we switched to C. Let's see, Fefe trying to attack in Group C. Group can see Group C going into the long climb right now. Right now they're all together. And pace went really down here. No one is really interested in pulling the peloton, and we'll have to wait to see if there will be any attacks. Check if Joe is still waiting on the starting line. Yep. Don't know what has happened in Group D, but they're still at the starting line. And we can see Aquarius, I think, in Group C. Yes, Aquarius is trying attack from the front. With 2 men only. He needs a miracle if that's going to last to the finish line. Now it looks like Group D are on their way. I'm still waiting for images from Group A as EMEA crashed and is loading in, but full settings, so we'll see when they cross the finish line. Hopefully. In Group C, we can see now that Outlaws might be the one pulling the peloton, actually. Now we're going into the longest oval section of the race. This is where the sprinters will tire out and the 78 climbers will have trouble following that if the pace goes really up here. And it's a narrow road, so there's easy to get.
Hello and
Behind
welcome.
it, not careful.
The race has cobbled sections that are renowned for testing both bikes and their riders. You've got to know what you're doing.
Group D is now trying to form a breakaway from the start. And in Group B, it seems a break has been allowed to go. And slowly chasing it. I can now confirm that Group A is on their way. And we can see Aquarius breakaway seems to have run its course. And we will now go over to Group B. Check in what's happening here. Groot is now leading the peloton. Groot, who had the win in the first stage. Pixar is pushing hard up front. Seems to be accompanied by another team.
Ganna goes onto the attack.
And I love this coming from the IMS tree. In Group A, there seems to be a breakaway starting to form from the start. Frabo and Swagston now has some riders up front. They're trying to get away. it's on the first cobble
A
section
courageous
of
rider is
the
looking to break away.
stage, so they still have a long way to go. It seems like Holy Coolies and Styros wants to be a part of this. No, it's Evert. Evert trying to go again. Didn't succeed for him in the last stage, but who knows? Group A is now at 160 Ks to go, while we can see in Group B and C they're less than 100 Ks from the finish. And we're back to Group B, where we follow Hush going in. Here, they're over the longest cobble section of the day. More pebbles and rocks than cobbles, but okay. Reporting from Group C that it's ever so slowly as ever. I'll have just a short break and I'll be soon right back.
This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high.
Acceleration by Gantner.
The pace is so high that a few riders are going to be very sore at the end of the day.
And I'm sorry for that. I can raise my voice because the lady of the house has just left. We can see in Group C, it's a collected peloton with 53 Ks to go. No one seems interested whatsoever in trying anything at all. In Group D, they are all together with 120k to go. And in Group A, there's a small group up front with only 45 seconds to go. We are now focusing on the center court group, Group A, over the first couple sections going into the big climb. Can we see any attacks here? I think the only one who really wants to attack this early might be Basso and, of course, Fravo. But trying to
The
put
rider
up
is
pace
looking to give the pack
before
the
the
slip.
climb. Last stage, Evert tried to attack and he worked all the stage and it really did pay off in the end. Did we see a rerun of that?
He's going to take them on by himself.
Bravo is the one that's put in pace. Now looking at Group C. Group C, they have, well, Aquarius did an attack. He had a full minute. They chased him back. And that's about it to summarize the stage so far. Now they're down to 30Ks to go. 25-man Palason. Keeping our eye on Group C here, while in B there are 50 to go. But the good thing about this is that we can watch A and D finish the race after C and B are done. When I tried this race earlier today, there was tons of attacks. The players tried to take the tons of hills and narrow roads to
Breaking
the
away.
advantage. But it ended in a mass sprint, and it seems like the key to winning this, of course, you have to have energy, but you have to be one of the top two going into the final climb. It's so easy to get blocked in the final climb. But we can see on the strength of the peloton how many riders who are still there, how slow this race has been. There's 29 riders. Fossil is still here with 5 riders. Unbelievably slow pace. They're now down to the last 28 kilometers of the race. They only have three cobble sections left before the final sprint. Will anyone try to take advantage and try to get away? Or is the pace just too high? That also might be the option for the white no breakaways here because the pace is just high. In Group A, we now have some gaps forming, some attacks happening while they're entering the longest cobble section. Evert active as always. Seems like Basso, Falandri, Frabo always up front. Basso is here with his cobbler, Swagson, and Hooli. Now Group C only has 18 kilometers to go. We will come back to Group A shortly to check in, but we will watch how Group
This
C
grind features
ends.
some dreadful percentages.
You see, pace has really gone up. It's down to 21 men from before it was 29. Fossil leading the peloton now, at least for a while. 15 Ks to go. Who has the tactic? Who will push to be up front? And who is putting the money down on the wrong man? Aquarius is in a great position up front. Miko is the one with the red suit. Thank you. Archer was able to win this group's first stage in E3. Will it make an attempt again on a suicide breakaway at this point? Only a few hills left, 8.7 Ks to go. Miko is leading the peloton, putting down the work to secure himself a great position into the final climb. Buffet is up front as well here. George trying to make his way, trying to secure position, but he can't break front. Now Fossil up front with his cobbler. Can't see his puncher anywhere. Oh, there he is. Stuck behind in fifth line. Miko trying to pay the. Georgian is in a great position here with two men all the way up front. Going into the last 2Ks. Now Fossil going hard. And George sprinting way too early, I think. Yes, he stopped. Fossil now, great position. Stuck a little bit behind Aquarius, but Aquarius can't keep his cool all the way. And Fossil is the one winning after a great sprint by Quinton Pacher. Aquarius took second place, and it looks like George grabbed third place. And I think we should go to Group B with 15 Ks to go. This is a very reduced group compared to the C group. We only
It's in
have
such
we have
percentages
a
that the strongest can
split up
create some
peloton
gaps.
with only 9 men. Hard to say who's the one up front. I think it's Victor. Victor is always, pretty much always trying to make attractive races. Group B now is down to the last 11 kilometers. All hell is breaking loose in Group A, and we will try to keep up with that, but we have to finish now on Group B finishing, reaching the final. They're down to now 5 men up front, and Hush is trying to break away. Groot is the one chasing. Hush really needs a good result after the catastrophic first stage where he ended last. Now Hush and Groot have a small gap. I saw Pix trying to close the gap. With only 5Ks to go, who will have the legs to do this? Is Yanu here with 2 men? It's very strong. Yeah, Yanu is here with 2 men. That might be a big advantage for Yanu, but only 3Ks to go. Groot pushing forward, trying to get that best position in. And it seems like Groot and Hush are the ones going into the final climb together. Yanu, can he use the 2 men to his advantage? Hush is really pushing here, 1K to go. Hush seems to have this. Groot seems to have stopped up. Yeah, Hush definitely the winner. Great job by Hush. Redeemed himself, and Groot comes back. And Yanu secures both 3rd and 4th, and Pixar going for 5th place. And now we will focus our attention on A. We can see multiple small groups and a main peloton of 13 riders chasing Frabo. Frabo ever so active up front. 50Ks to go. Checking in here how far Group D has to go. It seems like they have around 40 kilometers to the finish line. So they'll finish just ahead of Group A. And they caught Bravo up front. Also taking charge here. We'll try to make something here. It's a 20-man peloton. 18-man peloton. So far, we've seen 2 very different races. In C, we had the big peloton coming into the final climb, while with Fossil grabbing the win. And in Group B, we saw Hush winning in a very small group, where Janud couldn't take advantage of having 2 riders.
He's off on his own. The team sponsor won't be disappointed.
In Group D, Group D, just taking a look there. It's 30 kilometers to go, but it's a big peloton with 30 men. So it's all down to the finish line. And Basso is pushing here. He's really putting the pedal through the middle. With 34 Ks to go, there's only 20 men left. Will anyone try attack in the final 30 kilometers? Leo Ferlandi pushes up front. Ferlandi didn't succeed as he wanted in stage 1, but Basso seems eager to follow him. This seems like a powerful duo that not everyone would want to let go. Coolies and Swagson are fast to follow. There's some small gap. Will they push on to try to maintain it, or will they fall behind? Bravo and Stiros are taking the diesel way, trying to ease it in slow and steady pace. Bravo doesn't want to work and looks at Stiros to do it for him. Group A is now kind of a mess, and Frabo attacks away from Stiros. Stiros is now left behind. There's a long way up for Stiros right now. And Leo and Basso is just pushing up. Leo with one more man. Can take advantage of that in the final kilometers. Only 23 Ks to go. Just have just check Group D and see how far they have to the finish line here. They're at 23 man peloton with 14K to go. Group A, we can still see Basso and Leo really putting down the pace. They don't want a mass sprint here. And they're using so much energy to not make that happen. Swagson working really hard here to get up. Uli and Frabo is up there. The one really suffering from this attack is Stiros. Stiros is out of this race unless he can pull a rabbit out of his hat. It's 16 to go. Leo and Basso still pushing up front. And we should now take a look at Group D, EMEA. They're very close to the finish. While we see Basso and Leo going away with 2 riders. With only 5 Ks to go. Joe is now trying a small attack, and the peloton has really shattered in the last 25 Ks. There were 30 riders left before, now it's down to 19. Only 3 Ks to go. Joe is really trying now to get to the front before the final climb. Mira is already there. Who will win this stage? Oh, Joe got blocked there. That might ruin his chances in this race. Miro going away with the victory here. Can Miro do a 1-2 here? It seems like Miro took first place, and I'm not and 2-2 take the second place. While we straight back to Group A. Basso and Leo Flandre are really pushing. It seems to have this in the bag. They have 50 seconds down to Swagson. Two giants are going to now look at each other. Who will take the sprint away? 2 kilometers left. Swags and Hooli are behind, trying to get that third place. And Leo is the first. No, Basso is the first to go, and Leo really responds. 600 meters to go. It looks like Basso has this in the bag, but Leo comes back. Can Leo claim this? Yes, Leo claims the victory in front of
His
Basso.
aim was to win it,
And we'll see
he
who
didn't
snatches the
disappoint
third
his
place. It
teammates.
seems like
a
it's
job
going to be
well
Swagston.
done.
A great race by Swagston. And Frabo secures 4th, Hooli 5th and 6th. And this is a hard race for Styros, ending 7th. Already see that Group C has started Liège-Bastogne-Liège. I will update you with the results when I have them at hand. We can see both Group B and C are now on their way with Liège-Bastogne-Liège, and in Group C we already have a small breakaway. We get all points of view here. And we now live in Group C. I can see now in Group C that Gacho is trying a full team attack with only 204k to go. I have experience with this. I don't think it will end good for Gacho. Group B is on their way, trying to. Stein is actually trying the same move as Gacho. Stein is putting his full team in attack. We can see in Group C, you can see Gacho's team up front, but they're working slow and steady, don't giving him a huge gap. So we have the results in from after stage 2. And we're finishing off with the most intense group. So we'll start with group D. After stage 2, it seems to be Miru who is in the lead with 170 points. After second place in first race and first place in the second race. After that, there's quite a gap, down to Pierre on 118 points and Tutur on 106. Ibra and Joe follows with 86 and 75 points, while Tim and Knias is dangling behind on 43 and 20 points. In Group C, Bottle is now in the lead with 118 points. What a comeback after finishing second last in the first stage. Gacho, who won the first stage, finished last in the second stage, so he's at 110 points. Krasi on 105 and George 102. Aquarius is on 80 points, Fefe 53, and Daniel Miko finds himself in the last place on 50 points. Daniel Miko needs a miracle to pass in this group right now. In Group B, my fellow countryman Groot, with a win in the first stage and second place in the second stage, finds himself alone at top, while Hush has 110 points, so 60 points behind. Pixar is on 105, Yanu 90, Goga 75, Big Dog is on 43 points, and Stein is on 18 points. And at center court, at a group that could be the final group, Basso is leading with 171 points. Leo Flandry at 150 points, Swagson at 122 points, and a good gap now down to Hooli on 61, Brabo on 53, Stiros on 43, and Evert's ever so many attacks has not paid off yet, so Evert finds himself on 0 points. At this moment, I am quite safe in my saying that Miru, Groot, Basso, Leo is already qualified for the next round, unless they really fuck up on the last stage. And Swagson is in a great position to also go through to the next round. Group A has yet to start their final stage. We're following Group C live on the stream. Gacho is up front now with only 3 men. We'll take a quick look at Group B. Group B is 200 kilometers from the finish line with a big break, 16-man break, who has 2 minutes. And it seems like Group D has just started the final stage, the Liège-Bastogne-Liège. This monument was just ridden in the real world, and since Pogacar crashed, not so surprising, Remco was the winner. Seems to be a bit of a problem in C right now, but they're on their way. A minute gap. Oh, there's a pause. Looking now, Group A is about to start in about 5 minutes when EMEA has loaded into this game. Group C has now started again. Also leading the peloton. they are down to 167 kilometers left. So they're actually 100 kilometers ahead of Group A. While we can see Group B has 190 to go, and Group D is 250k from the finish. So we will be able to see all the groups fight for the victory. But who will have the boldest move? Who will be willing to risk it all to go for the win? Mm-mm. We're right now in C, so we will try and go over to check what's going on in Group B. It seems to be a bit more action there than in Group C, like all other stages. Looks like we have a team attack by the big dog. He's trying to do the same thing he did in the first stage. Big dog is really... The big dog really needs a big result here. He needs to win to have a chance to pass through to the next round. In Group B, we have a 16-man breakaway, and they have a minute lead back to the peloton.
Philipson goes into the attack.
It seems like the big dog still wants to go, but it's going to be hard as Hush is pacing behind him. Hush is trying to secure his place in the semifinals after winning the stage 2 and finding himself now on second place. While Groot has the advantage of not having to really work because he's pretty much already safe. Oh, Groot is actually 100% safe. In Group D, nothing is happening. And in Group C, nothing is happening. There's one man 90 seconds ahead, and it's a full peloton. So, yeah, Group C has been entertaining tonight. Group A, we now have underway. We have two small groups ahead, a pack of 6 and a pack of 3. Bravo, ever so wanting to attack up front. You can see Swagson, and Swagson is the one following, and Hooli is trying to join them with 4 riders each. Even though Swagson was left in the dust by Leo and also in the last stage, he came out strong and secured a third place and is
He's going to take the
in a great
momentum.
position to secure himself for making it to the semi-final. Now Basso is trying to make his way up as well. And we know that Styros and Evert are in trouble in this group, and they're mostly playing at this moment to just secure a bit of self-worth, I guess. So they will try to make something happen in this final race. In Group D, no wait, there's stuff happening already. Oh no,
They're on course.
it's just a breakaway in Group A that's being caught by the peloton. In Group D, we now have a breakaway. It's broken up into multiple groups that's probably soon be all together in one big group. Joe seems to have 5 men up front, and it's a breakaway with 20 riders, so the entire half of the peloton is now in the breakaway. In Group C, we actually have a small break with 6 riders now trying to push a little ahead, but they're only 20 seconds ahead. And in Group B, they're all together with 140 Ks to go. D is 194 to go, and C is the closest to the finish with 118 kilometers. While Group A, which is center court for tonight, is 100 kilometers behind. But we're now live with Group B, and it looks like Pixar and we're back at Group A. Sorry. Frabo is on the attack again. He has now a small gap of 30 seconds, and Swagson is trying to rejoin him yet again. My best guess, Evert is following him. Evert has been on the attack the entire day. Uli is just at the moment controlling the peloton, not letting them get a too big of an advantage. It looks like in Group B, Groot is now attacking with 3 men, but it's a far away from the finish, so it's not likely it's going to work. Even though Groot has the advantage of being group leader, so not too many are going to be interested in really following him. Hush is now attacking up. He wants to join Groot. He wants to take advantage. But he can't get away. Stein is closing the gap straight away. In A, Swagson and Frabo is pedaling up front. They have 50 seconds, but it's such a long way to the finish, so you never know. They're at least trying something. In Group C, well, it's like the other stages, all together. 42 men still, with 100 Ks to go. So we're taking a look now in Group A. We see Frabo, no, back to C now. Sorry. Mikko leading the peloton for a while, and George. Mikko really needs to get some points in this stage, just to save some of his honor. The chance of him passing now, they are slim to nothing. He's 52 points behind 4th place George. So Miko really needs basically Miko needs to win this stage. Because Miko really needs to win this stage to actually go through. So he has to do something. He has to make something happen. So far, sitting in the peloton with the rest hasn't been the thing. In Group A, we now have 14 men up front. We can see Evert has attacked up, and the peloton all is together now. Now, Group C has around 88 to go. In Group A, everyone is looking for an opportunity to take the win this stage. Hooley, who is fallen a bit behind, who is 60 points up to Swagsson, is really in need of a great result. Hooley really needs the victory in this stage to have a chance to pass on to the next round. And it looks like Frabo is at it again. Going in on an attack. What is the race without Frabo? Come on. We love these attacks. Quickly gets a gap of 30 seconds, but with the quality of the players behind him, it's not likely that this will turn out to anything great. But at least Frabo puts on a show for us. Looks like in Group D we have a split breakaway. We have a 3-man train going up front, 2-minute gap to a 19-man peloton, and the main peloton is 2.5 minutes behind there again. A really dangerous attack. We will see if it goes to the finish line. Looks like Groot is the one to have attacked in Group B. And in C, pace is now up. They actually have tried to attack. We're now live on Group B. Checking in. Hush just controlling alongside Picker. I think it's Groot who's ahead with 3 men. And I'll be right back. And looking out the window, I have the joy of looking at 3 mooses standing and eating in the yard. And now back to the races. We're still in Group B, where Hush is putting down some pace with 88 kilometers to go to the finish line. Group C has 63. And in Group D, there's movement. This seems to be going together, and it's 140 to the finish. While in Group A, Bravo is ahead with 2-minute gap and 167 to go. Now we will focus on Group C for a while. We're still waiting for Miko to try something. He hasn't been very active. Gacho is really the only one who has made a real effort in trying to create a breakaway, and he has succeeded in E3 where he won. If the race had been 50 meters longer, I doubt he would have won it. But what a great attack. And Fossil just wanting to control the peloton. Is this the right move? To use his puncher to control it? The puncher might be good to save to have for a sprint. It seems like he's going for the climber. Hacking in on all the other groups, it seems like it's status quo. Bravo still up front, and Hooley chasing, because Hooley is the one who really needs the victory. And, well, so does Frabo as well, but 150k, a 3-man train, 1.5 minutes, doesn't look good. Group D is exactly where I left it. And in Group B, we now have multiple splits.
This climb features some dreadful percentages.
We're going to focus a bit on A for a while. Oh, we'll have commercial break. Wyken has attacked. Wyken is trying a real offensive move and going with his entire team. Could this succeed, or will it be chased down? Because Hooley really needs these points and is not interested in letting Sykes go. No, we see is Hooley working it, but Hooley working Sykes back straight away. And now we will follow Group C. I will try to update you on the other groups if something else is interesting is happening. But yeah, status quo for now. Group B closest to the finish after Group C. Group C now around 34 k's from the finish. Virus and Fossil leading the peloton here. Fair is coming up ahead. He really needs to make something happen. Hasn't had the best day of this World Cup so far. And Miko trying to keep up the pace with George. It seems like they just want to try and keep a high pace just to wear down their oppositions, while Gacho has Bardet up front. A really optimistic attack from Gacho. It's a long way still to go, and he has only 30 seconds. Aquarius now chasing hard and trying to attack his way up. This the move, Aquarius. Now Fossil has to work. Fossil who's leading the group, but only by a few points. Fossil still needs a decent result on this stage, but in a great position to move on to the semifinals. Now Grassi works with him. Mikko really needs this victory. It's a huge peloton, 26 riders. You can report in Group A there's nothing happening. While in Group B we have a 6-man train going ahead with a 40-second gap. Seems to be Groot and Pixar working hard up front. But we're watching now Group C going into the final. Only 20 kilometers to go. And Gacho is really going hard now. Aquarius up front. George is leading the pack. Only 2 climbs left to go. 13 kilometers. Grassi, who did a good stage 1, needs a result now. He can't be on the bottom half of this stage. His chances might be gone then. Can the surprise man George Sofrianu make it to the semi-finals? He had a great run so far for PCM UK. And Fossil is making his way through on the right side, but is blocked by Grassi. Grassi is trying to secure his spot. And Mikko, you can see up front, Mikko really needs this. He's pushing really hard now. Alongside Grassi and George. But Fossil has a great positioning. Aquarius, Grassi, Mikko, and Fossil up front. With only 5 kilometers to go, George is leading the peloton with Mikko in his wheel. Who are able to finish off this? Who will move on to the semifinals? With 2.5 to go. Can we see a back-to-back win by Fossil? 1.5 kilometers to go, and Mikko goes on the right side. Aquarius is moving to the front. Gacho is blocked behind Mikko. But in second position, can he claim another victory? No, Aquarius is the winner. And Mikko gets second place ahead of George. George definitely goes through to the to the semifinals. Congratulations, George. And congratulations, Aquarius, with the victory. We will update you with the overall score when we have it available. And we are now moving over to Group B. Seems to have 19.5k to go. Groot is here with 2 men, Pixar 2, Hush. And I am here to update you on in Group A. The peloton has split. There's a 23-man group up ahead. Styros is left behind yet again. Leo Philander is in the back. It looks like alongside Basso. Basso has 6 men. His entire team is dropped. But Basso is at this point safe to be eliminated. So this is not the worst point for Basso to be in. But we have to look at the finish for Group B now. It's only 15 kilometers to go. While we want to follow the drama that on doing in Group A as well. Hopefully after Group B finish, Big Dog will join us. Now, in Group B, there's only 11 kilometers left to go. 10, sorry. And Pixar is leading the pack, 12-man game.
Percentages that
Right
the
now.
strongest can create some gaps.
Hush did a great performance in the second stage. Can he secure the semi-final spot now? And we have the final score for Group C, but we'll take a look at the final in Group B first and get a hold of the drama in Group A. There's a 12-man pack going into the last climb in Group B. Hush down to one man now after having to leave his climber. It's only Dorian Godon. With only 3 kilometers left, which wheel will you take? Personally, I would have taken Groot's. The results so far. Groot has been a good sprinter so far today, and into the final climb, 1.5 kilometers. Goga is pushing hard up front, and Hush is taking Goga's wheel. Who will take the victory in the end here? Goga takes the victory in front of Yanu, and Groot now secured third place. Congratulations, Goga with the victory, and Yanu with second place, and Groot with securing his semi-final spot. In Group A, it seems to have sorted itself out, and they're all together now. And in Group D, we have a
Front aren't going to be making
almost
too many
collected
friends today.
peloton. And we will take a look at the standings now for Group C. And with the victory in Liège-Bastogne-Liège, Aquarius wins the group with 180 points. George secures his second place with 152. Grassi snatches the last spot in the semifinals with 140 points. Gacho, even though winning the first stage, is out on 128 points. Fossil winning the second stage, also out on 118 points. Dani and Miko, a great effort in the last stage, but out on 120 points. And Fefe is now the, sad to say, loser in this race and ended on 78 points. We now back with Group A, and I will be right back. And back again, we can see Leo Philandri leading the peloton alongside Wagner. An update from Group D. They have 35 kilometers left with a packed peloton. Welcome happy to
Hola. Hi, Ling.
congratulations on you moving on to the semifinals.
Thank you, thank you. It was a pretty boring group, to be honest. In fact, actually, I'm a bit asleep. In fact, I was going to smoke a cigarette because I've had a hard time trying not to fall asleep.
Well, right now we can see there's movement in Group D. Actually, Joe is on the attack. With 30 kilometers to go, Joe is trying something.
Sorry, where do I see the full streaming for the other groups?
In streaming channel.
Okay, that's quite a good answer. Okay, multicast, let's go. No,
Nias and Joe is now trying something. Joe is really in need of a good result here, and we should maybe switch over soon to Group D.
in the meantime, Frabo going on the attack, no?
Yeah. Frabo has been active all day.
As always.
But I have to say the most interesting attack today was Gacho in E3.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, it's strange to say, but we actually forgot about him.
Well,
So basically, he gained some minutes, and in the end, it was hard to get him.
Well, that's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah,
But
yeah, but I think the most embarrassing thing was that he didn't pass the group after winning. That's the worst part.
well, both Fossil and Gacho won each their race, but went out anyway. So victory is not the answer to success.
In the meantime, Group B has finished,
Yes.
and we have three names from Group B. It's Grootmeister with 2020 points, Goga with 175, Yanu with 160 points. So Pixar, Ush, the Big Dog, and Stay in the V are out.
Pixar went out.
Yeah, Pixar went out.
I thought he was able to secure it on the last stage.
Well, he did exactly the same results as me. Second, fourth, but he went out. That's actually quite some result.
Yeah.
Okay. In the meantime, Frabo has dropped with his full team, and now he's trying to chase on the false flat after Côte de la Redoute. Actually, classification is pretty much done here in Group A, I think. The first three are I think, already passed. Actually, because we have Baso, Leo,
Fully
and
now is Group A. Everyone is now together in Group A. And sorry, George, for not answering you on your comments. And yes, Piero, it doesn't always need. You don't always go through, even though you're winning. You have to have a decent result anyway on another stage. And we're now live in Group D, where we'll follow Joe on his final kilometers of the classics. It's 6 kilometers left to go. Joe really needs points on this stage to go through to the next round. He he haven't had the day today, but knowing Joe, he's not very upset because it's classics and it's a bit more random than tour and inline. Would you agree, Grassi?
Yeah, I think actually, probably to be honest, I think maybe those classics didn't suit him at all. Probably just didn't recon them properly. So actually, everyone else had some sort of advantage. So actually, it put him in difficulty. But actually, we are at the final sprint in Liège-Bastogne-Liège in
Yes,
Group D.
500 meters to go now. Can Joe pull this off?
Yeah.
Seems so.
Joe is going
Joe
to
wins
win.
the Liège-Bastogne-Liège and passes through to the next round with
Yes.
that, most likely. Followed by Miru. Miru had a great day. He has first, second.
Yeah, great. Miru has pulled off great classics campaign until now. He did same results also in a group of second round. I was with him, so he is playing generally good. So actually, so Group D has finished.
And sorry, Gracie, but we can take that after. Now we'll watch the final in Group A. It's 12 kilometers to go. Group A and the stage 2 of Group A ended with a bang. Leo Flandry and Basso making a great attack, creating a minute gap. Swagson doing all he could to close it, and now Leo is pushing again. I doubt we would see any attacks in the last 8Ks, but this is a big peloton of 20 and 21 men. Frabo and
Yeah,
Hule is the one who really needs this victory.
yeah. Actually, he needs to win, and he needs Swagson to be like last
This climb is feared by many
because
riders.
he has a
Conditions are very
60-point gap. So no, maybe not last, but he needs Swagson not to perform well,
Yeah.
especially because this group is being played with six
Only 5
players, I
kilometers
think.
left.
No, it's 7 players, but Evert has failed to get points.
Ah, okay, actually.
And now
And
going
I,
into the last 4K, we can see that Basso finds himself in a good position.
yeah,
Steros is really interested in getting a result on a bad day for him. His
yeah,
chances of going through
Leo and
is
Steelers.
slim to none. Frabo going on the left side and in the middle here. Only 1K to go. Basso strong up ahead. We can see Huli might have started the sprint a bit too early here. And Basso
Frabo going
seems
out.
to be the one going away with the victory, and Swagson securing second place and his spot in the semifinals with Leo Falandri. One,
Being
two,
third.
three, the 3 players who are going through to the semifinals.
Yeah.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah, they were clearly the best, and they showed it. Actually, this group was very unbalanced. I mean, there was such big difference between players. In fact, that will be respected in the final GC of this group.
And we will take a look after, now that all group has finished, we will take a look at Group D, who passes through to the next round. In first place, we have Miru with 240 points. Joe Whiteley securing his spot in the semifinals with 175 points. Pierre 168. Congratulations to those 3. Tutor came close with 141. Ibra glad to be out of classics so we can focus on the time trials on 104 points, and a really bad day for Tim and Knias with only 53 and 45 points together, securing 6th and 7th place of the classics in their group.
And I think Evert failed to get points again.
We will see here.
No,
We have
probably got points for the seventh place. Because actually, I think he finished in the same
no,
group. I think he finished in the same group.
yeah. So Everett will get points on this stage at least. I think. I would love to be sure, but I think.
Well, now it's about semi-final draw.
Yes, the semifinals. That will be an interesting draw. A lot of
Yeah.
exciting names. But right now we will going to move to interviews, and hope. And we would like to welcome George in as the first one. That he didn't want to come. We had some really great races today and some surprises and some just unfortunate, even after winning races. Oh, Discord crashed for George, so sadly we don't have him here. He's just shy, you know. At least we have the results from Group A, so we'll start with those. Bustle wins the group with 273 points. Leo Philandri, second place, 200 points. Swagston, third place, 192 points. Frabo, 88 points. Hooley, 86. Stiros, 61. And Evert finished on 0 points. Not really a good day for Evert. Swagston, we would like to invite you to join us.
Yep, I'm here, I think.
You were very low.
Oh. Don't know why that is. Hold up.
You. Congratulations on passing through to the semifinals.
Yeah, that was... Well, actually, I'll say it was tough, but... No, it was actually good fun out there.
You were in a hard group.
It's a hard group, yeah. Hopefully someone thought that I mean, there's a message for someone out there if he watches this at a certain point. When you say you're a better player than me, but I'll just look down at the standings and see. I don't see you in the qualification spot, so I'll just wait for that. No, I'm joking. That was good fun. It was tough, but I think the last stage, especially in the last 50k, it was like I had to be alert because even though there was so much, I was 70% through pretty much. Any mishap, and I could have lost it easily. So I had to really make sure no one got away as much as they did. Thankfully, I think I held I held the people I needed together, and that's just meant I was safely through. I even think I could have done better in the last sprint, but my positioning wasn't so good.
Oh, I was saying before the sprint in the second stage that I have experience with you in sprints, so taking your wheel in the sprints would be a good idea, and that's what secured the semi-final place for you. I just want to inform everyone's watching that the results of those going to the semi-finals are on the stream. Have you seen them, Swagson?
It should be in my channel. Yes, I have. Yeah, I see it now.
You're joined by your fellow countryman Joe there, and maybe some surprises. But what are you looking forward to the next round?
I think the next round. I don't want to say it's more skill. I think there's different skills in classics, but this one was more about I mean, I know Strada was a mental race in that group, but in general, like E3 and Liège were more about timings and good red bar management. I think the semi's going to be a lot more interesting. I only see like one of those sort of races. I see two races there. That's going to be more about yellow, well, equally yellow and red, and then that's going to make it quite tricky. That is, if I'm looking forward to it, I think it might actually suit me a bit more. I hope, maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we'll see in the draw who you'll face there. And thank you for your time right now. And we'll want to talk to Basso, the winner of your group.
I'm here.
Congratulations on your win, Basso.
Thank you so much. It definitely wasn't easy, but after first two stages, I was chilling, just playing some music in the background and
Yeah, you
doing
had a great position to be in. You didn't really have to work. You were through anyways. But what went through your mind when you were attacking with Leo Flandre in Strada?
To basically make use of G2 syndrome, where no one wants to put in the extra effort to catch the breakaway, especially in Cobalt Classics. And I mean, everyone had yellow, I think, so that wasn't a problem. So I figured, might as well try it. I saw Leo trying to get away from me multiple times earlier in the race, but I caught it all, and then we cooperated pretty well. And yeah, just a bit of a shame that Strade has that weird corner because I was first at the top of the climb. then I kind of lost it somehow. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Leo came in a great speed at the end, and you won the first stage. So
Yep, that was.
You're actually the only one to win 2 stages today. Congratulations on
Oh, nice, thank you. Didn't know. Yeah, well, E3 was just praying to all gods there are and doing a good sprint and like doing a good lead out, which I think I did somewhat. It wasn't perfect, but it did the job.
So did you prepare for the race? Did you recon it or?
Yeah, I try to recon every single road stage, but at least at times 8. Not necessarily in like a lobby, just playing it offline at times 8 and checking the finish, so I know what to do, because I don't want to lose because of random sprints.
Well, congratulations on today. Great victory, and hopefully you won't have too bad of a draw, and good luck in the semifinals.
Appreciate it, and see you later for any other interviews. Hopefully
Yes.
in the same mood as this one.
If you stay here, we will draw the semifinals here. But Emil says he's ready to do so. Then we can get a reaction for it.
All right, I'll be here. I'll just mute myself.
Yes. And we can see here, Basso and Miro are taking the spots as seed in Group 1 after good days, and they're also being the one hosting. Groot and Aquarius is in pot 2. Aquarius can thank the last stage, securing him the group victory. Leo Landry and Goga follows. George and Joe is in the same pot, so no British team play there. Swagston and Pierre are in pot 5, and Janu and Grasso are in pot 6. So let's see who ends up together. Groot will go in pot.
Can I speak?
If you can speak.
No, can I speak because I have to take a shower.
Okay, you can speak. How did you
I mean,
feel?
my group was the hardest, 100%.
Yes.
And I said to Holy Course before the last stage in DM think about winning. I don't care about helping each other, but think only about winning. And if I go ahead, don't think you have to remember that you have to beat me.
You were very
So
active today.
yeah, but
You
in
at least
classics,
did an effort.
with a new Black Evert that paces without any reason when you don't expect. Maybe starting pacing 99 only to separate the groups. Strategies that only every strategy there will be consequence. But I mean, by the way, I mean in the most random and sprinty competition speciality with three of strongest players in classics. I mean,
Yeah, it
was
was a hard
very
day
hard
for
to
you.
pass. Yeah, it was very hard to pass. And I'm also happy to do fourth, honestly.
You did a great effort today, Fravo, and I think you will come back stronger next year.
Okay.
Thank you for your time, and we'll just shoot back to Basso here. Hear his reaction on the group. Basso?
I was a bit away for a few seconds, so let me check real quick. Oh yeah, that's an acceptable group, surprisingly. Just Joe. If you
I-
swap Joe and George, I think I'm happy. No, it's all right. I'm happy with it. Group
I
B
have a
has
feeling that you're not complaining about this.
yeah, definitely not complaining. Group B has three clear favorites, I would say, but I think Grassi can surprise. So
Well, who is
we'll see.
the favorites here? We have like Swagston, last year's champion, but
Groot,
he's
George, and
fifth.
Grassi. Nah.
Groot, George, and Grassi, I'd say. Definitely favourite.
Yeah, nah, it's first, third, and fifth in order, I would say. And in Group A, not counting myself, I think it's Joe, Pierre, and Goga. I don't know. Everyone can do well in classics, so
Well, it's a
any
bit
of those 12 can win.
different parcours next time, so we'll see. It's not so much about the sprint, maybe more of the race, of the energy
Yep.
management.
I'm looking forward to Lombardia. It's a race I've been historically doing well in, but I have Joe in the lobby, so that means I'll have my inevitable meltdown. So
Well, I'll be looking forward to see your puncher sprint against the other guys' climbers.
thank you so much. I think I'll be going. I have to wake up quite early tomorrow, so
Well,
I don't
thank
want
you for your
to waste
time,
them.
and again, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'll sleep well tonight.
Good.
Yeah, see ya.
See you. And I'll invite George and Joe just because they're both British and both fun. So, how was your night?
Who is supposed to answer?
George first.
Oh, okay. That was good actually. I definitely did not expect to go through, if I'm honest with you, given the group. But it seems that the combination of not reconning the classics, just going with what I know, what I see, turns out to work well. Because last round I got 3 second places. This round I get 3 third places. So hopefully next round I get 3 first places to complete the podium. I don't know if that makes sense.
You're moving in the wrong direction though. Second, third. So doesn't look good for next time. But well, good luck. What do you think of your group for the semifinals?
One image comes to mind. I better not describe it, but basically it's a very weak player amongst some beasts. So I'll try to have fun. I probably won't have much of it because of how much I'll be destroyed. However, I'll see what I can do.
Well, I saw what you did in the round 2. I'll Just say do the same. Take Swags and Sweet.
No, might just be cheeky. Actually, no, I'm not going to do a cheeky zero. That could fuck me.
I'll just follow Swagson's strategy. Whatever he does, I'll do.
Hey, yeah.
Copycat.
A
Copy
sound plan.
pasta. Copy
Well,
pasta.
Joe, congratulations on passing through. It was a close race. You was a nail biter all the way to the finish. If you got third, you wouldn't have passed.
Yeah. It was very, very touch and go. I think I was in 5th or 6th place, I think. No, 5th place, I think, going into the third stage. The guys in 2nd and 3rd, I think I had to make up like 30 or 40 points in the last stage. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't a great night. I think it could have definitely gone better, but hopefully now, obviously round 3, I've always said it's the hardest round, so hopefully I've weathered the storm a little bit and potentially can do better in my other round 3 events, and obviously in the semi-final of classics.
Can you tell me what went wrong in the first stage? You were looking like you had your 78 sprinter there, you had your puncher. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like I was in control for the majority of that stage. It's just I had a few little early scares with blocks because there were quite a few guys using the 6-man trains for the entirety of the
Yeah,
evening.
we love that.
Yeah, so even on like the cobble sections, they were using 6-man trains. I think there was 3 people using 6-man trains. So as you can imagine, 18 riders. There were a lot of train bugs as well, a lot of like early scares for train bugs. So when I got into the final, I was there in position. I had my perfect lead out. You know, my sprinters bars didn't have. They were not that bad. I think they were competent enough. So I think I just overpaced in the lead out because you have to be careful doing the lead out. The sprint is quite delicate. You can't obviously like melt his bars before the sprint. But I think I did melt his bars before the sprint just because I was scared I was going to get blocked. Because again, there was a few guys. I think actually Chuta might have found himself in the jury area because I think he did quite a questionable move on. I think it was Ibra or I think it was either Ibra or Kniaz. I think he like had a 3-man train and he just cut across the whole of the peloton at like 1.8k to go into that corner.
That's unfortunate for Ibra, definitely.
Yeah, and I kind of like just sprinted a little bit too early because I was quite scared that I was going to get blocked. In the end, I didn't get blocked, but I ran out of bars. So red bar, I ran out of red bars. So I ended up coming 5th. But
well, you really redeemed yourself in Liège-Bastogne-Liège, and now you're through to the semi-finals. What do you think of your semi-final group?
I need to actually have a look at it. Is it post?
Yes, it's.
Draws.
Oh, right, okay.
Are you happy you're not switched with George in this case?
I mean, yeah. I think I caught the end of Basso's interview. I think he said something along the lines of it's classics, anyone can go through, and I think he could not be more correct. So, although yes, I think Group B is categorically more difficult, it is classics. So, players like Pierre, who is in the same pot as Swags, and you'd normally say Swags is the better player, but Pierre in classics, as I saw with my own eyes tonight, is definitely more than capable of making a final.
Yes, and I've seen Goga doing great in the mountains so far. Aquarius won his group, so there's definitely quality there.
Yeah.
It's not going to be an easy ride. So, do you think you have good chances based on the parkour of the semifinals?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the parkour now. I mean, it's definitely better than the round 3. I feel like that first race might suit me, but again, it's just down to obviously positioning, trying not to get blocked and doing a good sprint. The Il Lombardia, hopefully, obviously it's a little bit different. We haven't had too many mountains in classics, so hopefully I can try and put my skills there to good use. And then in Amstel Gold, I mean, I feel that's a Basso wet dream, that 254k stage. And stage 2, to be fair. But this one especially, I'm still god. I don't think I've played that finish before, so I might... I don't know. I don't know
So
who
you,
actually will be leader on that stage, so...
you might have to sacrifice some time trial testing to do this.
Yes, my condolences to the time trial efforts, but I might have to put some more time into classics, yes. Maybe only 10-15 minutes, but definitely less time that I could be used on doing for time trials. I don't know, maybe I can find a bug for road as well.
I just want to announce we have Big Dog in the house.
Hello. Hello.
And
Yeah,
Okay.
welcome, Big Dog.
Hey, Hellings, how goes?
Well, better than your day.
My day was not that bad. I mean, wasn't the brightest of the lobbies, and including me, of course. And after stage one, where I did an attack, I followed. I think it was Nikki, which was nothing that was included on my plan. I kind of lost it there, a bit of focus after that, because that stage went wrong. And then in stage two, I was the only one pushing to catch the break. I believe it was Fixers, and everyone else benefited from that, as rats usually do. Which I guess is fine. It's part of the game. It's just left me after stage two on a terrible situation. And then on the stage three, we had someone, I don't know who he actually is, other than his PCM name, saying that I apparently was playing against him as if I was obligated to close his gaps. Perhaps he should learn about positioning uh, on the wheel of someone that is not pretty much already out and has nothing to work for, especially for someone else. But it wasn't a bad day. I mean, it was fun. I'm actually remembering some of the stuff, and some of them actually made me laugh. But obviously, it wasn't what I expected in terms of the stage the results. Could have done much better. It was just a mess, very messy. But some races were very open, if not all. There was a lot of movement, a lot of attacks. And I think at the end of the lobby, the better guys passed, the ones that were better.
Well,
At least better today.
you did your best, and it was fun to see you attacking. Something happening in the classics. Oh, classics are often quite
Yeah,
boring.
I didn't wanna be in the peloton like so many times we have to do to take care of our energy and just send two or three riders to the break and all of that. I mean that's all good and that's all pretty much the standard PCM in some stages and all of that. I didn't want that. I wanted to have some fun. I didn't have any big expectations. I mean, I knew I could pass just as easily as I could not, because not only that is that what can happen to all in classics. It's also what could happen in a very similar lobby like that was. So it was fun, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I just have to say, both me and Amir are well sad that you're out, but also glad because then you can commentate again.
Wait, why is Emir sad that I'm out if he was praying for it so he could have a commentator? Sorry.
I guess he wasn't happy about me.
No,
And you'll remember to say what I forgot to say. Thank you for being here, Joe. Thank you for answering. Taking the time.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
I think Emir just instructed you to say, pretend that I was sad that he was out because he attacked a lot and he should have passed, but what I really care is that he will be here in the semifinals.
Yeah, something like that.
No other feelings. Thank you so much for being here as well. That was actually a great help to the streams, and that's always appreciated. Did you have fun? Was Central Court good?
I had very fun, not very fun watching Group C. Group C had 5 kilometers of an attack, I think, all combined.
I
Sounds a
think that
lot of
was the
fun,
car
yeah.
group. Snooze fest.
Group D was a firework compared to Group C. And
And I guess
that's sad.
then I guess Group B was like an atomic bomb or something.
Oh yeah. No, Group A was actually the highlight of the day. So center court was good. Bravo was very active, and in Strade we had a great attack from Leo and Vaso. But I think actually the best attack of the day was in Group C. The one that I didn't really get before the finish line, and Grassi told me they actually forgot about the breakaway, where Gacho won in E3 by 5 meters. If the race was 50 meters longer, he would have been caught and lost.
All right, so that's actually interesting. And quickly looking at the results, I see, and we already had a draw and everything. That Aquarius wins his group, Basso his, Groot his, which was the one I played, and Miru wins his group. So we have an interesting semifinal here. So as one of the guys in it, what do you think of your group? And let me quickly look at it, because I don't think I'm
To
that.
be fair, Hillings did ask me this already, but
Yeah, but I
I can
actually
give
wanna.
I can
Oh,
give you the
okay.
short answer that
Sure.
it's classic, so any group is hard.
Yes, exactly.
But Group B
I
is
have.
harder, so
Well, my theory have failed tonight because I always had the idea if you win a stage, you're basically safe in classics.
pretty much, yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
much, I guess. Yeah.
but 3 people have failed that tonight. It's actually the French. It's Hush, Gacho, and Fossil. All won each other's stage, but still fell out.
Yeah. Although they did finish, I think, like last and second last in the To be fair, it's a
Yes.
pretty big riddy to go out of your group whilst winning a stage.
True.
If you win the last stage and go out, I mean that's fair enough because you've played bad in the first two. But to go and win the first one like John Gacho and not just like make sure you don't come last in the other two. I mean,
Yeah, Gacho, he really failed stage 2, so I think he were a bit aggressive in stage 3. He tried a full team attack, and he had 3 men out for 100k, just a minute ahead of the peloton, wasting energy. So
I think at that point you just gotta stay calm and collected. I mean, if you win the first stage, you pretty much just have to get like a 5th and a 6th, and you're through.
If only I could do that. Calm, collect.
Yeah, but you never had the luxury of winning the first stage like John.
Yeah, that's true. The first stage was a fifth place after which wasn't bad after the attack.
Group C was pretty funny as well because there were 7 people in the lobby, and the 4 people who went out were 4 French people in the same group.
Well, actually, I hadn't noticed that, but that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And I think for one of the first times this year in the World Cup, we will not have a French rule, as it's only 3 French players in the semifinals.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think it's the first time as well that we will be having, if I'm not mistaken, we'll be having not only 3 British players in the lobby, but a Norwegian in Classic semi-final. Now,
wait, are you guys all in the same lobby?
No.
No. We've had. I think it was Swagson.
George and Swagson are in the same lobby.
No. We had Swagson, Tim Zosky, and myself in a semi-final. I think it was.
And Nathan, I think, maybe.
And Nathan, yeah, that was 4 actually.
Anyway, as a Norwegian Hillings, I wanted to make sure this was correct, but I've tested my memory here, and I think it's the first time a Norwegian has got into the Classic semi-final.
I think it's the first time as well in anything else than in road than TTs.
I just hope he can learn that not everything that happens is a complot against him.
I think Group might have made Tour semi-final in one of the World Cups, but I could be wrong in saying that. I don't know.
Don't remember, so I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, so I would not.
Nonetheless, I think it's a nice little bit of history, if you want to call it that. There's also Goga there, who's kind of made a little bit of a renaissance in his road abilities in the semi-final.
Well, Goga has had a good World Cup so far.
Yeah, I think that is very true. He's done very well in the team events as well, I think.
Might be a kind of an underdog, but who doesn't like an underdog story?
Yeah. And Mr. World Cup Yanu, who only seems to turn up for the World Cup, has found himself in another semi-final. I think he was in inline semi-final 2 years ago. Again, testing my memory. And it's nice to see Carlos also in a road semi-final again.
Well, for my sake, I was a bit surprised that Pixar actually was one of those going out tonight, as he dominated his group in round 2.
Yeah, he did. As I remember, also he dominated his Tor group. I think I can't remember if it was Tor.
Yeah, I think it was Thor group. He was
when
so
he
Pixar,
was with me anyway. I think
Pixar had a pretty good World Cup so far in the easier rounds. So
yeah,
hopefully for him, he will at least get further in one more event.
but yeah, I think it's hotting up nicely. The round 3 road week is always the most decisive.
Well, let's see here now.
Where a lot of people who are challenging for the overall eventually fail to challenge for the overall. So far, pretty much all of the main guys who were challenging for the overall have made it through.
So you, Miru, Leo, Basu, Swagson. Yeah.
Yeah, the guys from the past couple of years who were challenging for that. I mean, obviously, guys like Ghosty already
Ghosty.
went out in classics, but I think for Ghosty it's not really something on his mind, at least not after his classics exit.
Well, Ghosty mainly has his niche in track, even though he performs well on the road as well. So, who do you think is the favorite to win the overall this year?
I think at the moment, I think it's still Basso. I think he's doing very well in track, but the main thing is that he's doing very well in road. He's dominating every single group he's played in. And I think even when you get to round 3 and you have Swagson and Leo Flander in your group and you're still dominating the group, I think it's quite impressive.
It sends a very strong signal, and he says he spends a lot of time recalling each stage he's playing. So far so good, but it's about keeping cool when it really matters.
Yep, it only takes one stage and you could be out. For me, it took one stage and I was through. So.
And we saw yesterday in team events that Basso made some sketchy moves.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, obviously in team event, it's always different, isn't it? So
yes, of course it is.
3 people to contribute to the result of the team, but as you quite rightly said, I think also he was doing some.
Well, thank you for the talk. I'm gonna just say it was a great day, and I'm surprised. To be honest, I was expecting a really slow day as it's classics, and Group C really delivered on that, but the other groups stuff happened, and there were great sprints, and we're looking forward to the semifinals in 2 weeks, but tomorrow we will have the Kaden semifinal and final, and Points Race semifinal.
Good evening, guys. Let me have a comment.
Good evening.
So, can we say more or less that we have less surprises than an average round 3? I mean, who could play only...
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Miko went out, and this is a surprise, but Grassi, to be honest, is playing well this year. He has also 2 Champions League finals. Ibra, maybe it's a surprise. I mean, Frabo going out is a surprise, but yes, Bazo he has Lufalandri, and he has Watson in the group. So one of the four should have been out. In group B, maybe Ush is a surprise. Maybe. So we can say, I think 10 of the 12 players on the 12 good players are in. If we agree on that. I want just to speak on the classics. Oh, we have Finn tonight. Finn wants to say something, or is just here to listening? No, Finn don't want to say anything. So I say, I think Strade went better than expected, and everyone says it's a sprint, but Lufalandre and Baso showed that Strade is not a sprint unless you want it. I don't know, Joe, but I think you showed that the Liège is the less random sprint that you can have it. Can you confirm it?
Out of the three stages, well, I guess so, maybe. Yeah.
Nobody noticed one thing, that Paso in the Erlbeke went in the breakaway with the 78 sprint, and basically he didn't have it in the final, and that was terrible for him.
Yeah, I think it was quite the risk to have the 78 sprints in the breakaway. You wanted to save his bars.
So in the basic, I mean, when we follow the group, Baz and Leo were basically in after the second stage, because the gap only works on this risk. I saw in the group C, maybe it's the group that basically brought everyone into sprint. I didn't see a lot of the group D, seemed passive now. And group B, a middle way. But we can say that we are probably have two big semi-final classic as level. I mean, we have not all, maybe not a high level than in the past, but I think almost all good players are in this year, unlike last time I organized, in which we get players that where they went all the way until to the semi-final and the final, but weren't at this level. So we'll see, because classic competition this year is high. I think we have set the bar straight and right, in because it was a risk we take to bring classic back to classic and not to in line with our sprints, but at the moment I think it pay off. So it's enough. It's all for tonight, I guess. The big dog,
Yes.
big dog is still here.
When is the next broadcast?
So I say tomorrow we will be broadcasting the final carrying and maybe one of the 2 points race semi-final, because it's going to be decisive also in a track days. So we are going to be streaming also some track, not directly but from the players, so we weekly stream the player stream.
All right. Let me.
A short schedule. We won't be there Wednesday, also because AC Milan plays, but there is team, so who cares. We will be there on Tuesday. For tour round 3. I still don't know if we will be there for the team 10 trial semifinals. It's something we are evaluating. At the moment it's 50-50. I think it can be interested or not. We will be there on Sunday for inline round 3. So this week we have maybe every day except Wednesday and Saturday. So be ready.
All right. So you heard the man. That's what we have for the next stage. Tune in and
let's just
wait. What?
let's just closing remember who plays tonight the carrying semi-final. So in Group A we have Dilly, Miru, Ciombino, Didamore, Daniel Mico, and Joe fucking Whiteley. In Group B we have Kingmaker, Edox, The Fred, Goga, Ghosty, and Groot. We have 3 streamers in one group, 4 streamers in another group. I think we will get a streamer for the final. I hope we will get a streamer for the final.
I think it's possible, yeah.
So
Quite possible.
we cheer for Joe. Joe, you have a responsibility tomorrow. You need to be in the final. Same for Ghost.
Wait. You're putting your faith in me to make the track.
No pressure, no pressure,
No
Joe.
pressure, Joe, but you need to pass. So see.
I mean, if I pay £4.52, then maybe we can make it happen.
See you tomorrow. I think we will be here live already for the semi-final. Not sure.
Alright.
The big dog
See you all tomorrow, guys.
See you tomorrow and good.
Thank you for commentating as well, Hillings.
Oh, thank you so much, Hillings, by the way.
I would,
Luckily for the organisation, the big dog is out
yes,
now.
the big
So
dog is
you
out.
can
I
call
would
off.
like
Yes, which means I finally can take vacations from solo PCM and focus on team.
I would like to thank Groot, Golga, Yanu, Pixar, Ash, and Steen for having kicked the big dog out, so he
Thank you so much.
He can comment. Thank you so much, guys. You have a
Good night.
and
See you later, guys.
Good night, guys.
Good night.